Hey, welcome to the garden. I am out here today to do a lot of different container kind of cleanups and things. Got a few different containers that just need to kind of trim and prune and tidy and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd just take you with me. You know, it's December. There's not a whole lot of garden chores that we're doing. I just filmed a video that I'll put up probably before this one about kind of like an update on my hanging baskets. So I'm not going to focus on those right now. Today we're just going to focus on these containers down here, just cleaning them up and kind of helping to keep things sort of tidy. You know, at this time of year, the containers are mostly switched over for fall, winter. They've got violas, they've got greens, they've got things like that growing in them. And those don't take a whole lot of maintenance, but violas do need deadheading. That is an important thing. And, you know, cleaning up the leaves and different things like that actually does really help a container. I just went through and put in like a little bit of fertilizer on some of these. So you will see a little fertilizer in there. And that's what that is. I haven't been doing like water soluble fertilizer really in the winter garden, but I thought I would just kind of do, you know, every month or so, some slow release on these flowers. So they have a little bit of something, just because containers, you know, it's not in the soil. So they don't have endless, you know, nutrients from the ground to draw from. So I do like to give them just a little bit of something because they are still flowering and growing. There's a lot of good growth and good things happening. Okay, I gotta run inside. I forgot my clippers, so I gotta go get my clippers because I'm going to need those for some of the cleanup today. Okay, got just some pruners to help with things. The first container I'm going to tackle is this one. It's got parsley and kale in it, the leftovers of a gomphrena plant, and a couple leaves. And so we just need to get, you know, the leaves out of here. Let me grab my pop-up bag. Okay, and then we just need to pull the leaves out. As you can see that they're kind of in the way of the little kale start. So this is parsley, and this is some lancenato kale. Make sure I get all the fertilizer off the leaves. I don't want to waste that. But this will just make sure that there's room for these things to grow. Woo! Hard to do this one-handed. And then I'm going to cut out the rest of the base of this. That was a gomphrena that was growing in there in the summer. But we don't need any of that in there right now. And there, it's just a little bit more. Get all the leaves a little bit more cleaned out. The parsley is still growing, even though it's, you know, December. The parsley has still been really growing, so it's good to just have that, you know, room in there for everything to grow, and the leaves aren't causing a problem for the kale anymore. This little like topiary thing is just to help keep squirrels from digging in there because they don't like when there are sticks. So that's why I put that in there. But I think it's kind of cute, just right outside the unheated greenhouse. Okay, now I'm gonna head over to my violas. Violas are one of those flowers that really benefit from deadheading. So you wanna get in and find the spent blooms, take it all the way down to right next to the stem and trim. Super helpful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with all these violas, pull out any leaves I find, just get the whole thing fresh. Oh, over here, this is so crazy. This is my petunia. So this was a really beautiful black petunia. I put it in here for fall, kind of like for a, you know, Halloween sort of vibe, but it's still alive, which is it's not really flowering, which is understandable because we've had really cold nights. Like we've had some killing frost below, you know, that like 28 degrees Fahrenheit. That's kind of the killing frost. We've had nights getting into like low 20s. I think we even had one night that was 19 Fahrenheit, and that petunia is still there. Now, of course, it is protected in this container. We're out by the house. I mean, I don't know that it actually experienced a 19-degree night, but regardless, like, it's kind of incredible. Petunias are a bit more cold hardy than you would expect. I tried to winter one over in my unheated greenhouse. I put it in its container in the unheated greenhouse. It lasted a long time. We ended up getting some nights that were in like the, you know, single digits Fahrenheit. I think it got pretty cold in the greenhouse, and that did end up taking out that petunia, but it survived kind of a long time. So we'll see how long this one lasts. I don't think it's going to make it all winter. Don't think petunias are perennials here in zone 7 by any means, but yeah, it's just kind of fun. It's filling up a nice little spot in that container, so I'm going to leave it as long as I can. Did the last little cleanup on the container pond. This is so fun. I'm so excited to see how it wintered over. The fish have definitely slowed down a little bit, but I just saw some of them swimming in there. They're doing just fine. And I'm just gonna kind of leave it like this, I think, for the winter. I just needed to cut back that papyrus that was in there. Although this creeping Jenny right along here, that will be a perennial. So that will come back in our area. Now I have these containers over here. There's not really much to do. We've got the collard greens and the cabbage, my rutabagas, which I'm so excited about. I do just need to trim back these cone flowers that kind of like the last few little leaves of them. So I'm just going to tidy those up really fast. And then the next thing I want to tackle is my butterfly bush. This is a Pugster Blue butterfly bush, and it's actually my first year with this plant, so I'm not quite sure. It hasn't really changed colors for the season. Some of the leaves have fallen off while they're still green. I'm hoping everything's okay with it. Earlier, you know, in the early spring, I'll come back and trim it down to about 1 foot or 2 from the soil, but yeah, for right now, I just kind of cleaned off as many of the spent blooms as I could, and just gonna kind of see what happens with this guy. If any of you are butterfly bush experts, let me know if this is normal for it to stay green like this, because I was expecting it would sort of, you know, change colors, but not seeing that. Anyways, that's all my real maintenance that I need to do today. Just kind of keeping things tidy. Little baby girl here is waking up, so I better go take care of her. But thank you so much for hanging out in the garden with me, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.